Hey, thanks for watching Gold's Garage. So this is, I hope, the final episode about valve lifters. I made 2 or 3 videos already focusing on this engine really just as a sort of a specimen about the issue of problem with valve lifters, particularly flat tappet hydraulic valve lifters in the market. So all the details are in the previous videos, but I'll just give you a quick update. This motor was built by a reputable builder and machine shop builder, and the owner bought it from him, put it in his truck or truck I think it was, and burnt it out in the garage before it even got to go anywhere. And the mode of failure, this is the hydraulic flat tappet valve lifter, was the bottom surface of the lifter that contacts the lobe of the cam. Wore out on startup with only a few minutes of running, and when it does that, it stops spinning, it digs into the lobe of the cam, all that shrapnel gets into the motor and does major damage. So the motor had to come back out, take it all back apart, and totally rebuilt again by the same builder. So on the second round, the owner asked me if I would use my test stand to bring it to life in a controlled way so that we can cover all those issues off, and that's why I made the previous videos on this subject. So there's lots of detail in there. If you're interested, look them up. So what happened next? So when it came here, the intake manifold was off, the valve lifts were all in it. I took them all out, coated the cam with startup lube, made sure I used the right oil, a whole bunch of other steps which are covered in previous videos, fired it up, and because we were concerned about it, I only ran it for 5 minutes. Normally we run like 3 10-minute sessions on the initial break-in. Ran it for 5 minutes or even a little less, shut it down, and sure enough, this time a lifter collapsed, so it failed at the other end. So just as an example, I don't know how well the camera can see that, but I can actually use my magnet and pull the plunger of that lifter up and down by the full length of its stroke. So that's what happened inside of it. So when I took the valve cover off after only 5 minutes or less of running, of course I had, that was number 4 intake. That was a sloppy one. So subsequently the owner brought me another brand new set of lifters. I changed all 16 lifters, went through the entire process again. I did put a dial indicator on every lobe of the cam. The lift is okay on every lobe of the cam. All that was fine. We did not have a failure at the bottom, which is worse than a failure at the top. They're both bad, but that's worse. So went through the whole process again, started up again. After the first 5 minutes, I shut it off, checked all the valves. Number 3 intake this time. Same thing, the lifter collapsed, just like I demonstrated here. So on the next round, we made a decision that if we put in 16 new lifters, the chance of one of them is maybe bad. If we put in 1 new lifter that we know or we think is good, the chance of it being the bad one is less, so we changed 1 lifter on the second round. And I did all the other checks to make sure the cam and everything was good. It's taken a lot of time. I've had these valve covers on and off 10 times here. So we did all that, and it was okay. So we changed 1 lifter. I just finished, actually I started it yesterday, ran about half an hour yesterday. I just ran it again for another 15 minutes or so. So the original 15 lifters have got well over an hour running, and the ones that I changed after that's got over 30 minutes of running. So it's well broken in. I've checked all the valves. Everything's good, and so we have no reason to believe there's an issue. So a little bit of background, and this is just as much as I know. I'm not passing judgment on any company or any supplier. I don't do that. The information that I have and the documentation I have on the original build and the second set of lifters were Johnson lifters, and as far as I did a bit of homework. Johnson lifters are apparently made in North America, and they're very emphatic about the point that they're made in North America, and according to some of my sources, they are the go-to lifters. So how did that happen? I don't know. The second time that we put in just 1 lifter, we put in a milling lifter. Milling lifters, I think, are made in Mexico, and hopefully, once again, not hopefully, because we've run this thing more than a half an hour with that 1 lifter, and everything seems to be fine. So we got it covered. So that's the history of it. Unfortunately for the owner, it's been an expensive proposition. The incubator brought it to life, but you know, if we didn't have a test stand, it'd been in and out of the truck about 3 times by now, so that would not have been fun either. So at least we avoided that by starting it up under controlled circumstances. So that's about all I have to tell you for now. I'm interested in any comments though, because there's lots of guys watching this probably who have this issue or are concerned about it, who maybe know more about source of lifters than I do, and it's some way that we can all learn by anything that you can provide or any comments that you have about you know, about what I'm trying to tell you here. So hope you found this interesting, and thanks for subscribing and likes. Appreciate all that, and thanks for watching Gold Scratch.